Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I first want to give a shout out to my old faithfuls. Thank you so much for all of your support over the years. I also want to give a huge shout out to my channel members. Thank you so much for the additional support that you provide to my channel every month. I really appreciate that. I also want to give a great big welcome to the newbies to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking that subscribe button. And if you've come across this video and are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. I'd be happy to have you. Happy Mother's Day to the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day to the mothers out there. I hope you have a wonderful, relaxing day of love, and I hope you are showered with all of the happiness that your heart can hold. I'm having a quiet morning, enjoying a bagel and sipping on some coffee. I just finished watching The Midas Touch. They did a video. Hungary has had their inauguration for their new president. Viktor Orban is out. The celebrations that's happening over there. I saw one of the videos that the Midas Touch shared. I don't want nobody getting down in the comment section telling me my lips is crusty. One of the videos that the Midas Touch shared where the new president is DJing his set at his inauguration party. The people are just celebrating out in the streets, celebrating, getting rid of authoritarianism and ushering in democracy. I'm so jealous because it feels like the reach of Viktor Orban has touched the United States, and now Hungary is free, and yet we are drowning under the dictator known as Donald Trump. But yet I have hope that one day we too will be celebrating in the streets because we've gotten rid of our dictator, our authoritarian. If I have any Hungarian people following me, congratulations. I'm jelly, but I'm also celebrating with you. Anybody checked on the leaders over there at CPAC? After the Hungarian people kicked out Viktor Orban, it was found out, it was learned through investigative reporting that Viktor Orban was using Hungarian tax dollars to financially back CPAC. And the new president says, CPAC, your free ride, whatever finances you got from the taxpayers of Hungary, that shit is over. Yeah, we will no longer be financing your dictator ideology. So, yeah, anybody heard from the leaders over there at CPAC? What's his name? Matt Schlapp? And from the Twitter streets, we also know that Matt Schlapp, the leader of CPAC, likes men. Yeah, that came out a long time ago. Isn't that the case with a lot of them over on that side? Benny Johnson, all of the rumors about Benny Johnson, one of the biggest right-wing influencers. Yeah, all of the rumors about him liking men. Not too long ago, we talked about, what's his name, the guy on CNN. What's his name, y'all? I forgot his name. I don't know why I want to call that man Peter Jennings. It's Scott Jennings, right? Scott Jennings over at CNN. If I'm wrong, y'all put it down in the comments. Yeah, we talked about it a few weeks ago, how Chef Joe over on on Twitter. I told y'all I followed Chef Joe, right? And Chef Joe followed me back. He said, oh, she like mess like I like mess. Chef Joe followed me back. But Chef Joe spilled all the beans on Scott Jennings. Specifically, the fact that, I won't say it's a fact, the rumor that Scott Jennings was seen leaving a trailer park with another guy. And while he was saying his goodbyes, he got lip-locked, was playing tongue war with whoever the guy was at the trailer park. Yeah, they was lip-locked for a good 30 minutes. I'll link that video. If I can find it, I'll link it right here. Yeah, Scott Jennings. I think I did that video for YouTube. I didn't put that video up over on TikTok. So, yeah, if you're watching this over on TikTok, head on over to YouTube. That's where the tea is. And the people were even messier down in Chef Joe's comments because they were tagging Adam Mockler in the post. He did a whole series of posts, Chef Joe, calling Scott Jennings out on his proclivities to adoring men, okay, over the years. So, but the people down in the comments were tagging Adam Mockler and was telling Adam Mockler to ask Scott Jennings about this the next time he was on CNN. Woo, I'm having one, child. I'm having one. And I know I hear y'all down in the comments telling me it's the coffee. Bitch, I used to drink 2 cups of coffee a day. I took it down to 1. What y'all want me to do? Die? I need to have a cup of coffee in the morning. Anywho, yeah. With all that said, I'm trying to feel better. I'm trying to feel better. I hate what is happening and how this administration is attacking my community. But even with all that is happening, I still will be here to motivate, to encourage my people to get their asses into the voting booth. Atlanta, Georgia, we're in our primary right now, okay? You have until the 15th to get your vote in early. Your next day to vote, voting day, is May 19th. Check out the Substack that I did. A little cheat sheet to let you know where the candidates stand, what issues they stand for. And it's only for the Democrats. Y'all know I ain't spending no time on the Republicans. You shouldn't be looking towards Republicans at this point. I know it's the primary. I know a lot of people like to play and go in and try to get the least favorite Republican in during the primary. I ain't trying to knock your hustle. Do what you do. But get into that voting booth and vote. And then in November, on November 3rd, get into that voting booth and vote. Okay? I'm not telling you who to vote for in that article. I'm just listing who the candidates are and what their issues that they're standing up for. That's all I'm doing. I'm not telling you who to vote for. Okay? Let's see what else I want to say. I think that's all I want to say. Fulton County, I did one for you as well. And I did a special blurb for that goddamn Tiffany Henyard. She's running. She's a former Democrat running as a Republican. So if there are any Republicans out there, I want you to know who Tiffany Henyard really is. Okay? Okay. I think I'm going back to bed. I'll see y'all later. Nope. Before I go, I knew there was something else I wanted to tell y'all about. Yesterday, I did a video showing y'all what James Charles, a huge influencer, what he had to say when a woman DM'd him who was recently a part of the firings from Spirit Airlines, she DM'd him a link to her GoFundMe and asked if he could donate to it because she's without a job. And in this economy, it will be weeks, months, possibly years before she finds another one. And so she's reaching out, asking for help. And that demon, his response was horrific. Called her a piece of shit, said she was lazy. Horrific to respond to someone reaching out in need that way. Well, he has since put out an apology. But what he did was he attempted to put out one apology, and in that apology, he sounded just as much of an asshole as he did in his rant video. So he took that down and then put up another apology in his place. And all that says to me is that you're the piece of shit. You're the asshole. You're the demon. You can't even come back and apologize correctly. And even though he deleted it, we all know the internet is forever. Here's the first so-called apology.
So I ended up deleting the video that I posted yesterday talking about people who send me GoFundMe links that have never followed, supported, DM me before, just begging for money. And most people were like enjoying the video, saying it was a valid point, but it definitely started causing some discourse in the comments. And a lot of people were just saying it was out of touch and insensitive. And they're right. It was definitely a harsh choice of words, maybe not my best video, and I deleted it. But of course, the internet is forever. And now a lot of content creators are using like the 5-second clip in the very beginning where I'm like, you're a lazy piece of shit, get a new job, to upload their cute little think pieces, be like, influencers are all so out of touch. This is so disgusting. You don't know how hard it is in the job market these days. Oh my God, give me a fucking break. I am out of touch, first and foremost. Okay, I am never going to be one of those influencers that gets online and pretends to be poor so I can come across as relatable to my audience. I think it's tacky. I think it's annoying. And I also think it's quite insulting to the audience watching, as if you guys are going to be fooled into thinking that. You've been watching me for 10 years now. It's no secret that I have been able to find success doing what I've done. It didn't start that way though. I started from literally nothing and had a dream for myself and was determined to literally do anything to make it happen. And luckily, I've been blessed to be able to do that and now call this my full-time job. The reason I made that video yesterday though was a lot of people these days do not have the make it work mentality. They have no desire to actually put in the effort to try to fix a problem and get themselves out of a situation. They immediately result in asking for help. And don't get me wrong, I don't think there's anything wrong with asking for help. In my personal opinion though, it should be a last resort. If you disagree, that's totally fine. That's your personal opinion. I'm not going to apologize for having mine. There's a lot of people responding back to the video being like, oh my gosh, he has no idea how hard the job market is. I've been applying for new jobs for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years now, and I've literally heard back nothing from any of the jobs. I'm sorry that is happening to people. I know that the job market fucking sucks. I've heard so many horror stories. I can't even imagine what that's like. Those are the people, in my opinion, that are totally valid in asking for help. The person that I made the video about yesterday lost their job last week at Spirit Airlines, along with 17,000 other people. And granted, I don't know this person. Maybe making a GoFundMe link was really their last resort. I just personally did not believe that to be the case because I know for a fact that they sent the same exact DM to hundreds of different influencers and celebrities. This person did not follow me. They have never DM'd me previously. They have never supported me on any social platforms. They have never purchased from Painted. This person was literally just spam copying and pasting this DM to every person that they assumed had money to offer them. And I'm sorry, just because somebody has money does not mean that you're entitled. I'm sorry if that comes across as insensitive or privileged or mean, but welcome to the real world. It's fucking hard out there. Nobody owes anybody anything. The universe will constantly remind you of that. And a little bit of effort goes a really, really long way sometimes. I stand behind what I said 10 toes down. Instead of spending an hour copying and pasting the same DM to 100 different celebrities or influencers, you could have spent the same amount of time copying and pasting a job application to hundreds of different companies. Or, hear me out, put in a little bit of effort. If you want to send the DMs, at least spend 20 seconds before you hit send, customizing it to the person that you're asking for money from, right? Hi, sister. James, I've been watching your YouTube videos since I was a teenager. You really taught me how to do makeup and have positively impacted my life every single Friday. Hey, I'm in this shitty situation. Do you think that you could help? Probably would have gone a lot further than a generic message. Or instead of copy and pasting the same job application to hundreds of different companies, send in 10 job applications to companies that you really care about and you think you could fit in with, and then customize your application and your cover letter, letting these recruiters or hiring people know that you're the best candidate for this job and why they should want you on their team. I know putting in the extra work and effort probably feels useless when you know that you're in a sea of DMs or job applicants, but trust and believe, as somebody who's now on the other side of things, the little bit of extra effort does go a very long way, and unfortunately, taking the easy route is usually never going to work. That's just my 2 cents. Just a word of advice. You can take it, you can leave it, it's all good. I just wanted to provide some more context on my video yesterday because I do not like how it's being twisted and taken out of context. It was definitely never my intention to undermine anybody who's trying to work and provide a better future for themselves, their family, and their loved ones. I just don't exactly think that that is what this person was trying to do, or at least the right way to go about doing it.
How does he know that person didn't spend all day submitting applications? with a cover letter? How does he know that? Why does he assume just because he got a DM with a GoFundMe link asking for help, why does he assume that that person has not been applying for jobs? I'm not as big as James Charles. I get people who request money over on Venmo, request money over on CashApp. If they can get through to my DMs, they will put the request in the DM. If I have it, I'll donate. I've helped tons of people. When I can help, I will help. Y'all have seen me walk the walk. But never will I use my platform to try to shame someone who is in deep financial need and reached out to me to ask for it. Because you know what the alternative is? The alternative is not to say anything. If I can't help, I can't help. The problem is that James Charles can help. He can help. And that's what makes James Charles a piece of shit for putting that video out there. He said, yeah, that's the way he felt. That was his opinion. And he stood on it, right? Apparently he doesn't, because he came back with this.
Yesterday morning, I posted a video on this account talking about how a woman had lost her job at Spirit Airlines, and she sent me a message with a GoFundMe link asking me to donate. And the video was basically me yelling at the camera, being super upset and frustrated because this person had never followed me, never supported me before, and it was clear that she had basically copied and pasted this DM to every influencer and celebrity she possibly could, asking for a handout. And I called her lazy, I said she was stupid, and I said she should have spent the time that she spent copying and pasting the message, applying for jobs instead. This video was fucking stupid. It was rude, it was obnoxious, it was privileged, and most importantly, it was completely fucking unnecessary. When I saw that DM, I absolutely had the choice to ignore it and say absolutely nothing at all and move on with my day. But instead, I couldn't even tell you why. Her message just triggered me, and I decided instead to make a video about it. And I bashed her, and it was obnoxious, and I shamed her for asking for help in a situation where she was clearly really struggling, and this could have been her absolute last resort. I have no idea what was going on in her life, and I should have never assumed that she was just copying and pasting this DM as an easy way out. I don't know. I just don't know. My intention behind making this video in the first place was I get a lot of messages like this every single day. And for me personally, it definitely sucks to receive messages from people that don't follow you and don't support you, treating you like our personal ATM or bank account. But what I'm sure sucks even fucking more is not knowing where your next paycheck is coming from and not being sure whether or not you're gonna be able to put food on the table for yourself and your family. So it really doesn't matter what my intentions were behind making the video, because it came across as super fucking privileged and like I was basically shaming anybody that's unemployed for not trying hard enough to get a job. And I feel awful because that wasn't my intention, and it really hurt a lot of people. And I know that it's not that easy. I know that the job market fucking sucks right now. I have friends that are looking for jobs. I have my own employees that I try my best to take care of. And I've heard so many fucking horror stories online of companies ghosting people, recruiters wasting everybody's time, people applying for job after job and not hearing back for 6 months, a year, 2 years. I know that it's really fucking hard out there, and that most people are just doing their best and trying their best to figure it out and to make it by. And if this person happened to choose sending out GoFundMe links as their method of trying to make it by, who am I to judge? Especially when you consider the fact that my method of figuring it out and getting by was making makeup videos online. I just happened to get really lucky, and now, years later, I'm in a blessed and privileged position. But as somebody with a platform, it's my responsibility to humble myself and to never take what I have for granted. And when I made that video today, that is exactly what I did. I was speaking from a very privileged, obnoxious, ignorant standpoint. And for anybody that saw that video and was disappointed or upset with what I said, I am super sorry, especially to the woman from Spirit Airlines. I did try to look for her message earlier before making this video, and I couldn't find it. If you see this video and you want to get in touch, I would love to apologize to you directly and to help you out a little bit. But if you are not comfortable with that, I totally understand too. I really appreciate anybody that sent me a message or left a comment about this video today, letting me know how insensitive it was. I really needed to hear that, and I really need to think twice before I hit record and just start yapping on this account. I genuinely treat this spam page like I'm on FaceTime with you guys. I love to laugh and tell you stories and rant and scream at the camera and joke around with y'all, but sometimes I genuinely forget how many people are watching, and it was completely inappropriate to make a joke out of somebody just trying to provide for themselves and their family. That's definitely my bad.
He is so full of shit. That's my opinion. And I'm entitled to that opinion. He is so full of shit. His PR person probably got him on the line and told him he needed to come back and say something, came back with that shit ass first apology, and the PR was like, what the fuck are you doing? He deleted it, and then he came back with this. Probably the PR person gave him a script, put him on the right path. He is so full of shit. If I was the person in desperate need, I wouldn't even reach back out to him. I wouldn't reach back out to him. In his final apology, a lot of what he said, he took from Jackie Aina. So his peer is the one that got him to feel a certain kind of way. That and GoFundMe got down in the comments of his rant video and said this. Well, that's not very kind. Whoever sent him that DM, if you see this, please reach out. We want to help you get the help you need. James Charles is a piece of shit, and he will probably not lose one follower on TikTok, on either one of his pages, one follower over on Instagram. He won't lose one follower over on YouTube. That's how white, evil mediocrity works. No matter how terrible of a person they are, they will never not receive the support to continue on to flourish and grow. Meanwhile, Black content creators like Jackie Aina, she gets suppressed. She never comes across my For You page, ever. On that note, y'all, have a fantastic Mother's Day. Have a fantastic Sunday. And I'll see y'all in the next one.